crest a low hill in the forest, finding it lit by scattered hellfire. In the center, a demon of the old world unfurls its wings, welcoming you to your last breath. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Zero Means You're Dead. I am your host, SM Hillman. Let me double check that you can hear me okay. Let me double check this real quick. Oh yeah, looks like our audio is lined up just fine. Okay, so we hope you enjoy this new format. My apologies, the camera's over here, so I'm reading over here as always. Awesome. Thank you so much for that. From the earliest, we are hoping that this allows us to up our game here at Zero Means You're Dead, all puns intended. All right, time for the villain monologue. We're not smooth at this, but that's okay. From the earliest days of the phenomenon that is role-playing games, folks have been handing out advice on how to be a good game master. Now, you get swing a dead kobold without finding that advice online or in products. From the famous to the infamous to, well, nobody's like me, the advice is out there if you want it. One thing I have noted, however, is that much or most of the content revolves around two subjects, the story and having a good time. I want to take a moment to talk about each of these in brief. So, for the story, despite 30 years of thought to the contrary, the story is what happens after the game session, when you and the players talk about what happened in the game. Obviously, I'm talking about two game masters here, but talking to everyone. It's messy, filled with meta ideas and pop culture footnotes, and inevitably an unreliable narration. All narrators are unreliable, both in novels and in other media. Even if they tell you all the facts, and what are the facts of a given RPG session, their tone of voice and excitement or boredom with a particular moment betrays how they feel about it. And that is beautiful and wonderful. Narratives should be messy and full of narrator's bias. The Hobbit is told from the point of view of the titular character, after all, not the Goblin King. The Goblin King novel is a far different version of that tale. The story is unknown until it happens, which is play, or is written, which isn't play. So don't tell a story for your players. Create a situation where they can determine the outcome of their own story. Okay, so now on to having fun. What I'm about to say may seem controversial, but here we go. You are not there to ensure anyone's fun. Let me say that again. You are not there to ensure anyone's fun. You are not responsible for the player's fun. Playing an RPG is a social activity, one where everyone is responsible for a pleasant experience. Sometimes it's not, and when that happens, it does bear looking at. But no one is there to have fun. You are there to play a game and to engage in it as authentically as possible. This may mean characters fail, and even perish, depending on the game. But all outcomes in an RPG session are equal. Big Bad dead? Cool. Big Bad got away? Also cool. If the situation you created and presented is not interesting, then take stock of what happened, get feedback, and do better. If package adventures suck, don't keep running them and wasting your energy fixing them. Let me say that one again. If package adventures you find them to be underwhelming, don't keep running them, and don't spend your time fixing them. You can spend that energy coming up with your own, rolling your own, as they say. Roll your own. Yes, fun is not the ultimate test, but a lack of fun might be a symptom about play itself, or that the play did not satisfy everyone and is worth asking questions about. On the flip side, if the only feedback you get is that was fun, then ask more direct questions, or heck, have one more players recount the story of the session. I think it's just important that you know. I think it's important that you not feel like you're responsible for everything. As a friend of mine mentions, you're not the Dom Daddy of the game. The DM or GM, it was often, you have to pick the place, pick the time, coordinate everybody, come up with the adventure, learn the rules, know the rules better than anyone else, and that's a lot of pressure. So take my advice. Take my advice. Don't put all that pressure on yourself. Let other people worry about their own fun. And you're supposed to be having fun too. So be responsible for your fun as well. So welcome, Elizabeth. Thank you. You can hear me. I appreciate that. Going to now. Hey, Joe. Ooh, Judy Blackgold is here. Hello, Judy. And I'm gasping at talking about the GM's not responsible for everybody's fun. Unless you're a Chuck Tingle game, then you are the Tom Daddy. And that is correct. That is actually pretty true. Yeah, that is a different kind of role playing. I would say I don't know anything about that, but we know that's a lie. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the meat. So tonight, we're trying something different. We're going a little more newsy, and I've got a lot of news because we haven't had a zero means you're dead in a long time, and we're hoping this will sort of kickstart things and get us back on a monthly track. Interviews will definitely come back in. You'll note tonight that we have some footage from Multiverse 2025 that happened in October. You've seen Multiverse stuff from us before, and yes, very good advice. Very good. You are a player as also. Yep. We caught footage this year because, as you know, I'm the play track director at Multiverse, and where we did play Chuck Tingle. So we have a little bit of footage of the Chuck Tingle game. We'll have some Multiverse play track footage for you. That will come in the intermission, where everybody gets a break from my grading voice. But in the meantime, I want to go ahead and talk a little bit about some of the things that we hear, some news that's come up lately. So I want to start with the Kickstarter United, which has been an old news for most of us, but the Kickstarter United strike is over, according to the Kickstarter United website. After 7 months of bargaining and 42 days of striking, Kickstarter United has voted to end the strike after securing historic protection for our union. When we fight, we win. Here's what we won together. So the strike ended on November 12th, as far as I can find, and these are the most notable changes brought about by the strike. A 4-day work week, if only. Establishment of a salary floor and a substantial bonus to the most undervalued employees. If you read the details of it, which I won't do here because that's not really my business, but it is pretty substantial. And protection for workers in a world of generative AI, something that we talk a lot about here at GoIndie. I think you know most people's feelings about generative AI. Most of us here anyway. I'm not shy about saying I'm not a fan of it. for a lot of reasons. But we congratulate the members of Kickstarter United on their victory. As you know, Kickstarter has been instrumental in crowdfunding thousands of RPG and RPG adjacent products, especially for the indie creative. It's been great for indie creatives. I mean, all crowdfunding has, right? We're not showing favoritism here, but specifically for Kickstarter, it's life-changing money for some people. And I think we all feel good about continuing that relationship, at least in terms of labor, while working with other Kickstarter competitors as well. So just my quick take is that, yeah, this is great. And, if you're a supporter of labor, which I didn't used to be, I was labor, but I am much more now. And the world has changed. So you really have to be, in my opinion. So we're happy for the workers of Kickstarter United, and that's really kind of a great thing. So, there I go. Okay. All right. So next thing I want to talk about some news from EN Publishing. Spelled this wrong. Hold on. All right. Full disclosure, I used to write for EN World as a freelance content creator. I don't anymore, but I did, and I was always very happy for that. But the Alpha Star magazine on EN Publishing is on Backerkit. Alpha Star is a quarterly print and PDF magazine with science fiction content for your D&D 5e and level up advanced 5e games, or A5e as they call it. It's compatible with the core D&D rules and with the A5e rules. It has funded, but it has, as I've read about now, as he checks his non-watch, at 22 hours left before the campaign ends. If you enjoy the idea of digital and print magazines filled with sci-fi F5e goodness, then go check out the link down below. EN Publishing created the Advanced 5e RPG a few years ago, but also has a bunch of non-5e content as well. So I recommend checking them out. I, for one, love the idea of more space content for RPGs. I'm a big science fiction fan, science fiction writer. I think you all know that. So, all right. Another EN World, and this is something I think that will interest many of you. Every year, EN World allows folks to nominate for the most anticipated RPG of the coming year. In 2025, the winner was Legend in the Mist. Excuse me. Once nominated, the EN World readers vote on their favorites, and then the winner is announced. You have until December 14th of this year to nominate a game. Here are the rules. You can check out their page on EN World, but here are the rules. I urge you to go and nominate a game that's due out in 2026. Okay, so here are the rules. It must be a standalone RPG, not a supplement, setting, adventure, sourcebook, expansion, or accessory. If there's a quick start version or a preview, it's the full release that counts. It must be out to the general public in 2026. The important date is the date the general public can purchase the book. That's not Kickstarter fulfillment dates or pre-orders. So this is going to be in either digitally or physically in the hands of non-crowdfunding people who didn't crowdfund it. It must be nominated by at least one person in this thread, the thread that is on EN World. Simply post the name of the game and the name of the publisher below to nominate it. You can nominate up to two games. Make them the ones you're most anticipating. It's not a contest to see who can name the most games, right? Just two games you're really looking forward to. You can nominate, there we go. Nominations remain open for 2 weeks until December 14th. So you have a little over 10 days to go. 11 days, 10 days. Voting will take place shortly thereafter. You can not nominate your own game or one you're affiliated with. So for instance, if we were going to nominate Multi-Borg, which will be in people's hands in some form soon after we start the February, I'm thinking. myself or Joe or anybody who's going to be playing it could not nominate. But if someone in the audience is like, hey, I'm looking forward to this Multi-Borg hack, you could do that. Include a link, and that's not me saying you should, but it wouldn't hurt my feelings. Include a link. Don't make me Google or try to guess. And what you mean? No linky, no not me. So yes, we don't have a link for the game yet, so you couldn't nominate us anyway. Last year's winner was Legend in the Mist. And there's also last year's top 10, but they've been doing this since 2013. And there's quite a number of games on there that are really cool that people really enjoyed. I myself haven't played Legend in the Mist and don't own it, although I did look at it for as one of my top 10s. But if there's a game you're looking forward to, go out there and get it in front of people. That's the best way to find players, right? To get it nominated for EN World. Okay, so something else, I participated in this before, the one-page RPG Jam. I should note at this point that we will have links eventually in the, I guess I have to officially say doobly-doo. Thanks, Matt Colville and Jordan. The PH is silent. In the area below, we'll go back and put in the links for all these where you can go take a look at them. All right. Anyway, back to what I was doing. The one-page RPG Jam, bookmark edition. I really love this idea, by the way, and I intend to participate in this. Speaking of things due by the 14th of December, One Page RPG Jam has their next one-page contest. This challenges creators to put their RPG thing, whatever that is, on the back and front of a bookmark. I really do love these challenges. And yes, bookmark sized. Submissions must fit on a single bookmark. Both sides of the bookmark can be used. Hold on 1 second for me. Okay. Anyway, here we go. Submissions cannot include extraneous parts beyond the bookmark itself, but can require someone using the bookmark to have extra objects, such as a book or dice. Submissions must be made during the jam period, specifically for the jam. No old games reposted. Multiple submissions are encouraged, and that is true. Submissions can be released as free, pay what you want, or with a price tag. If you're charging for the game, please send me a copy so I can review to One Page RPG Jam. To review for content which breaks the rules and consider adding community copies. And I really would encourage that, right? I mean, I'm not telling anyone what to do with their art. I know we all want to be paid for the art we do, but for these things that definitely make it accessible. Label explicit or graphic content. So if you're going to have 4-letter words or some sort of nudity in your RPG project, bookmark, good luck with that. But just make sure you have it labeled. Generative AI tools, we're back to this, aren't we? Generative AI tools may not be used to create any images, elements of images, or text used as submission or submissions itch.jo project page, except for limited modifications to a translation from another language. Very important. No hate speech or bigotry. We really shouldn't have to say that anymore. Should we at this point? But I guess we do. No hate speech or bigotry. Nothing that breaks itch.jo terms of service or local law. Be cool. Join the One Page RPG Jam Discord server and come together to discuss your ideas, collaborate on submissions, and find out more about the One Page RPG Jam community. The server is open to everyone interested in TTR RPGs in general and One Page RPG specifically, even if you're not sure you'll be submitting to the jam. Absolutely, definitely do that. It's these contests are fantastic. Agreed. Yep. Okay. Okay. Sorry, just reading a note from my producer. Producer notes. Yeah, we get those here at Goin, now. But yeah, if you, I highly recommend join the community, get involved in the one-page RPG. They're great, and it's a great exercise if you're trying to get into design, game design in general. Wise Wizard Games is going has going through a restructure. On November 4th, Wise Wizard Games, who publish Hero Realms and Star Realms, among other card games, announced on a site that they were going through tough times. The company is in the middle of a restructure, but is committed to forging ahead and staying in business. The page explicitly mentions tariffs as one of the issues causing rising costs. And there's a personal note attached to the statement, a personal note from the team. We've poured our hearts and souls into the Wise Wizard Games for over a decade. We know this transition is hard, and we're sorry for the delays and disruptions. We're optimistic about the road ahead. We're so grateful for your patience, your encouragement, and your belief in our games. Thanks for sticking with us, the Wise Wizard Games team. Small publishers are hurting in these times. It's important to remember that it is more than a delayed Kickstarter. It's more than just a delayed Kickstarter. This is somebody's job, right? It sounds like they may have had to downsize. I don't know for sure if that's the case, but we certainly wish those whose jobs been affected well. All right, so Warhammer 5th Edition, Fantasy 5th Edition, has been announced on October 24th. Cubicle 7, publisher of Warhammer Fantasy 4th Edition, announced Warhammer Fantasy 5th Edition. We talked about this one in Late Night News here on Goin Now earlier this month. Feel free to go and check that out, as you should check out all of our Goin Now content. Two of the bullet points mentioned about the new system really caught my eye, and I wanted to comment on them. And I guess, I'm a bit cynical about things. I should say that I really do enjoy. I didn't really play the 3rd edition of Warhammer, but all the other editions I played, and I have enjoyed them. Upgrade without fear, as most of the old content material in the Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay catalog can still be used with new rules. The first concerns me, this bullet point concerns me, backwards compatibility. I'd be dubious if you make changes to the mechanics of how the game works, even if the basic dice rolling remains the same. As an example, the next bullet point says, streamlined rules for combat, pursuits, diseases, and other perilous phenomena. On the surface of it, these two ideas seem incompatible. If you have ever played any version of Warhammer Fantasy, you get how intricate the mechanics can be. Streamlining them and then saying that this will work with the old stuff smacks of being disingenuous. They said the same thing about D&D 2024 and D&D 2014. Is it backwards and compatible? Sure, but they're not the same game, right? And I think that's something to remember. I will go briefly on a tangent. That editions, no matter how slight the change, totally, the tone of a game can change between even version 1 and version 1.2. Certainly between 4th and 5th. It can be major changes, it can be minor changes, but the game is a different game, right? D&D 2024 is different than 2014, even if they're related to one another. If you've never played Warhammer Fantasy, you want to try it, I'd wait till 5th edition comes out. That way you don't have to unlearn, relearn, or borrow someone's 4th edition books until 5th comes out. I'm not trying to take money out of anybody's pocket, but I really just, make sure people aren't wasting their time. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'm never cynical about anything. All right, so after we watch some footage from Multiverse, we're going to take a little break. After we watch some from Multiverse 2025, we will wrap up with a few more RPG stories and numbers 10 through 6 of my top 10 indie RPGs of 2025. So here we go. We're going to watch two videos. One is in 10 minutes, and one is 5 minutes, roughly. And here we go. This is all footage that Joe captured at Multiverse 2025. Thank you, Joe, for as a member of Multiverse and the Play Track director. Thank you, and as the RPG guy here on Going Now, I also thank you. So, but yeah, enjoy. 2025 Multiverse Indie Creative Design Team. Welcome to Play Track Saturday night experience. Participation and try to create an RPG in less than 60 minutes. The first thing I want to nail down is theme. And so maybe not get too deep into like fantasy, but maybe that's what we want to choose, right? Like fantasy, sci-fi, or whatever. But also the theme of the game, I think it's important to sort of set the tone for everything, the 2 or 3 roles that Reese allows us to have after that. We start with you, theme. What are some themes that you like?
I love when we take like everyday stuff and turn it exciting. I like it when the little guys get a chance to do heroics. Like the janitor, takes over the whole corporation. I like that kind of thing.
As far as theme, I might not be able to answer that too much. As the Dungeon Master of the Sandbox, I start one way and then they make it go another way. But as far as like the genre, I can answer that. I love high magic, high fantasy worlds. I have played in cyberpunk and more modern day style games as well. Horror is probably my least favorite, just because I'm a scaredy cat. But I do enjoy reading about them. So we can definitely venture there if needed.
I definitely dig the high fantasy. I also really like sci-fi and definitely cyberpunk, retrofuturism.
You tend to play games that have a theme of the little guys defeat the big guys in the end.
Well, they don't make a lot of games where the big guy kicks the little guy down in front of them. So
there you go.
We should start with that.
I don't know. I'm restarted. It's kind of a no king's day.
yeah, we don't have a like Tim Cook just kicks the janitor around for a day of games.
So you're describing champions. So yeah, I like this idea. Let's have the unexpected hero save the day, the no king's day. So
yeah, and I'll say, one-sheet RPGs are kind of my forte, what I love the most. And these games that we design on these tend to be on kind of that scale. And I find that those games work best most of the time when they're funny. Have some humor to it. And so maybe something with a little humor. Or if you're not going to humor up, go just as bizarrely niche as possible. Just really, it's a game about a lawnmower, or just something, ridiculous like that.
Audience, you've heard some of the theme ideas and things like that. What's your input? What do you think?
I like the idea of the Adventures of Guardian.
I was thinking that too.
Well, I'll slight spoiler. I literally made that game. That's why it sprung to mind. So
Okay.
I don't want to. I don't want this to be a backdoor advertising.
The Adventures of Guardian.
No, it was not the death of a guard gnome, I can tell you that, so,
What about something like a gargoyle?
Well, all right, so our audience, what do you guys think?
Do you want funny? You want high fantasy? You want a shooter game?
Hard.
Or
Funny is
do
good.
you want sideways pizza the game?
Sideways hard pizza.
sideways for pizza?
It's called anchovy. Yeah, anchovy the reckoning.
So you are the anchovy. Swim away from the pizza.
It's five optional guys.
Alright,
no.
like, it's no,
Well, what's wrong with them? What's right with them? I was kidding.
My grandfather was a no.
We wanted to have Faye and we wanted to have Cyberpunk. What it was a multiversal pizza shop, and the thing was you had to take deliveries to different. Like you might have to take a run to Blade Runner, or your next delivery to Rapunzel.
Or the delivery is a check on genre.
Yeah.
We call Mama Tiamat's.
Yeah, and so that we can scratch everybody's itch to a degree, and it just becomes about. And of course, it's super awful capitalist multiversal megacore,
Yeah.
that's running this pizza chain.
The controller Carl meets Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
What does everybody else think? Pizza?
You could go with it. Go across different genres. There are outer dimensional pizza guaranteed to be delivered to you before you die. The time it takes to get across
Sometimes
the hour.
before you're born.
This honestly sounds like it could be written as like a 1v1, one player, one DM game, if your party doesn't show up, or it could be written as just like one shots. You need to have a one shot. Okay, we're bringing the characters back. We're doing the pizza thing again. You don't know where he's going until you get here.
It should just be a pizza team.
I gotta say, I'm inspired by your cosplay. I'm just imagining the Blues Brothers run a mission from God to deliver this pizza.
Well, let's try to stay away from D&D as much as possible.
You gotta have a pizza master to actually make the pizza. You have to have a face to be taking the calls. You have to have the asshole manager, who's probably the big boss villain at the end. You have to have someone who cleans the place up. That's kind of like the cleric doing the healing side of it. Giving the boost, giving the
Or
bus
not,
for the rest of
if
it.
you
You have to
got
deliver
to help the
the road.
road.
Yeah.
This is what makes you think it suits it to like Play-Doh type of stuff, cooperative. Like you do have, rather than having a class, you have a profession maybe, and that's like cook,
HR.
yeah, all this stuff.
I like that you have a Play-Doh-based rule system.
We might have a fun
Yeah.
game, so we don't do HR. HR would be bad guys.
HR could be the one pulling the cards or rolling the dice or whatever,
Yeah.
giving you the obstacles that you have to overcome.
If you're
If you have multi-genre delivery, then you could also use the same thing to make multi-genre employees. So each employee each genre has a different strength.
And I like the idea of the fact that we have a delivery team. It's not a delivery person, it's a delivery team. You get hired as a delivery guy and you realize that there's 4 other people who are going with you on the same delivery. Why? What did you get into?
Pizza Stagecoach.
My other thought, I think we need to go to the old school. So another thing, I'm slightly triggered by this entire conversation because my job in college was delivering pizza. But a 30 minutes or less mechanic in this. I think there needs to be a time component to the game. And maybe the game is, instead of like it's a campaign where you're thinking like, oh well, it's 10 sessions of delivering these pizzas. Like, oh, we're gonna play for like 3 hours tonight. We should be able to get 6 deliveries done because we have 30 minutes to quickly, like, how are we doing this? Oh, we're going here. How are we overcoming these challenges? And maybe you have 30 minutes to get the pizza delivered, and then you're just, all right, we delivered a pizza to Snow White. Now we're delivering a pizza to. It makes it easy for the DM because you're basing it on existing IP. It's like, okay, we've all seen Die Hard, best Christmas movie ever. We're doing this is a Christmas themed delivery. Die Hard, go.
Like that. Pick whatever the right piece you want and go for it. Yeah.
I like the 30 minutes or less, especially as a severely ADHD person who can't physically sit for that. This is killing me already. Sit for that long.
If you order pizza at the same time that you start playing the game,
You have to finish before the pizza gets there?
the first run, Or your pizza arrives and gives everybody a bonus.
Oh,
Throw that in.
yes.
Throw that in.
I like that.
We'll actually force you to leave pizza.
Adding to your thought though, the D10 sides actually look like pizza slices.
Oh, they do. And you can argue D4 as well.
Yeah, the French manufactured dice with topping, not if you roll, you know what you get.
It's one of those, we can only do so much in an hour.
Yeah.
There's gotta be some.
Why did it have to be hour before dinner?
Yeah.
For the pizza game.
I also really like it just being a role-play game, like a get to know you before the pizza gets here sort of thing. Like this is before you sit down for your first D&D session.
Yeah.
You play the pizza game to like
Yeah.
get to know you.
I like that.
I like slicing multiverse too.
Ooh, dash and dine, yeah. Not dine and dash, dash and dine, the real D&D.
I like
slice of multiverse.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're just about at our time, so thank you, everybody. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool, huh? You got to see the good parts of that particular panel, which was fantastic. It always is. The panelists were, as you can see, the panelists were really into it, and they did a great job. So now we have a little bit. We have some little bit of the Chuck Tingle game. So strap yourself in. There might be. Is there anything explicit? I don't know. It's Chuck Tingle. There could be. I haven't watched this segment, by the way, so I don't know exactly. I watched a little bit, but not a lot. I don't know what exactly is on here.
So for those who've never played Chuck Tingle RPG before, it's a little combo of second edition, actually a lot of second edition,
Big second edition D&D.
but also some third edition.
It's not nearly as funny and light game mechanics as one might expect from a Chuck Tingle thing.
It definitely makes you feel like you're being pounded in the butt.
Our buckaroo is a true buckaroo, right?
Yes, our buckaroo, the true buckaroo. Yep.
Wizard?
It's gonna be a cough and a prayer for our help.
D4 and D2.
You just write down sickly.
Right down bad.
Wizards are 2d6, or d6, but
Wait, I get my automatic dice on top of
and d12, right? So you will.
It's because I click good vibes with the others. I got it! The 6K! You know, if I'm evil, I'm 1/3 of the way to 666.
Because you could, I mean, it might go off in your hand like a lot of other things, but yeah, you could mash with it like that. There was, of course, there had meat potato mashers in the game, and there was a couple of unfortunate grenade incidents.
things with Spooty.
But after being diverted by the grenade incident and then the cat incident, other incidents that we have alluded
Just
to.
really everything.
Yeah.
Everything. We did nothing. We got out of the car.
Your group has camped on an on-ramp on odd night at I-90 near Potato Farm. So you're on I-90, still technically in Montana, whatever that is, in a potato. There is a cellar near the barn, and there is a, you like to try to cross the streets of the train station. So there are 5 things.
Yeah, I can't count either.
Yeah, train station, barn, well, I should say there are cellar doors. I don't know if it's a cellar door or not.
Train station, barn, cellar doors.
It's like a train station, like up in the air. It's not like a go downstairs.
You know, mate,
And the
I
floor
have to
against
say,
the
in this particular circumstances, it'd be best to go down under.
I will run to the cellar and try and fling open the doors with my mighty arms.
You do.
I'm sorry, are you talking? I'm not helping. I'm evil. I am not helping.
You are able to open the door.
My God.
And there is a cellar down there. It's stairs. It's beyond like the third stairs.
I go down and shut the door.
You know that scene at the end of Twister where they tie themselves to the pipe?
Oh, yeah.
I tie myself to her. She's pretty locked in.
Very locked in.
I don't think tie myself to the magical jittery, almost dizzy me apart. I'm just gonna throw myself on top of her because I figured that's the safe
Safest place to go.
Okay.
So Joanna's gonna
What is
mosey
the
off.
Bigfoot and the,
So we have 2 big feet and a
Yeah.
unicorn.
So one of the big feet is tied to her, the other will just line across her leg.
what's the other Bigfoot?
We are the clown car posse. Let's just go.
Where
Clown
did-
shoe posse. Let's just clown car it in.
Where did
Oh,
Jack-
so we're all
Jackaroo go?
piling on us.
Speak for yourself. I have book smarts.
Where'd the buckaroo go to?
Buckaroo.
Buckaroo's going down under.
Well, you know what Daddy says, when the bucks go down, we on them. So I'll follow that one.
All right, so yeah, so the two of you are heading for the cellar. Open the door,
Sure,
so
nice.
yeah, it's darkness down there. There may also be evil downstairs, but
Never.
Not until she gets there.
No, I'm already there. I left you.
You're there. I'm not looking to kill.
Oh.
Jack.
I just want the jacket. Like, I think it would really complete the ensemble.
Hey, you know what? Never mind. I said I'm gonna just go. Help! Help!
Is there anywhere for me to
As loud
on,
as
be impressed.
So you're not quite doing it right. To be able to get their attention, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to get yourself tied to the railroad tracks to get the buckaroo's attention. That's the thing. That just attracts buckaroos like flies to paper.
You know, I feel like you would look a lot better on the railroad tracks just because, like, you've got those big kangaroo legs, you could, like, kick and they'd probably see it from far away.
No, man, I'm the buckaroo. It doesn't really quite fit the script. They're not.
Damn, you're smart. Hey, I tied to the railroad.
I am sneaking out. I don't even care anymore. I'm already separated from the group and I'm going after the Dinobot.
Wait, we're gonna take you to railroad tracks!
Yes, we did do great, absolutely. And yes, they did get out of the parking lot this time. So there'll be some changes for the game next year. Judy, who's in the audience tonight, is going to, has graciously said she'd help. And we're going to sort of turn this into a different system that's a lot easier for people to play, and mostly just to get us to quickly. So expect great things from Chuck Tingle game next year. So yeah, that was Multiverse 2025. Highly recommend it goes on sale. Memberships go on sale 1st of January. Dealer tables. I believe also the guest app if you want to be a guest at Multiverse. Would highly recommend, especially if you're gaming related stuff. A game person, we have absolutely want you to go ahead and apply. All right, so let's go ahead and wind down a little our show tonight. Couple things. Start playing games. A few weeks ago, I began receiving ads for Start Playing showing up in various feeds. Start Playing is a website that facilitates, big words, facilitates professional game mastering. Looking for a game? There are GMs you can pay, it is pay to play, to run the games for you. This is still a controversial topic and one that I have a ton of mixed feelings about. If you do want to pay to play, I would ask to meet the GM first and determine if the style is compatible with your needs. If you're looking for a cozy game, you would not want me as a DM. And vice versa, right? Maybe you're looking for a story game, or maybe you're looking for something heavily narrative, and the GM that's not the game that they run. So get to know your GM before shelling out any money if they let you do that. If you're looking to earn money as a GM, and maybe I shouldn't put it that way, but if you're looking to be a GM and who's going to get paid to play, it might be useful to remember people will expect production value, not just a good game. This might require an enormous amount of prep and some monetary investment for assets, right? Just keep these things in mind before engaging in the commerce of RPG play. I'm not telling anyone not to get paid to GM. I'm not saying that at all. And I'm not telling people that you shouldn't pay to play the games. I mean, you go to conventions, you pay sometimes you pay a convention fee and a game fee. So again, a ton of mixed feelings about it. You make that decision for yourself, but I know Start Playing has been around probably a lot longer than I've known about it. So that is, but I just started seeing it a few weeks ago. So yeah, just want to talk about that. You know, and obviously they're an indie creator, as it were, or facilitator in this case. So, you know. Okay, so I want to go ahead and give a few Hit the Dice updates for next year, for 2026. I think Hit the Dice has been very successful. You know, we have, gosh, with 17 campaigns, so that's well over 34 hours of content that you could watch. Some of it good and some of it even great. And we've covered a lot of different games. But we're going to continue to Hit the Dice monthly. And I'll talk a little bit about the Multi-Borg in just a second. But there will be more Cryptid Capture Corps. Yay! Bob Magoo has opened up opportunities for others to contribute cases for the CCC to solve. Both Joe and I are working on cases, as is, I believe, our CCC GM, Jessica Nettles. Look for the next CCC in January, I do believe. I think they're going to come out in January. Especially, you know, because I'll be starting the Multi-Borg actual play in January as well. If you want to nominate an indie game to be featured on Hit the Dice this year, email or you can email the Go Indie Now, which I don't remember the email. It's not in front of me. But you can contact Go Indie Now, or you can reach out to Go Indie Now on Facebook, or you can email me, smh.worlds@gmail.com, with the subject line, Run This Game. Do you want to be a GM or player on Hit the Dice? That'd be great. Reach out to Joe or myself and introduce yourself. We especially welcome designers and writers, artists, creatives to join Go Indie Now in general, right? You know, there's a lot of opportunities to be a panelist, to be a guest, to be a player, if you're a player, or GM for Hit the Dice. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of Cryptid Capture Corps. I'm eventually going to run, hopefully, some of the games that are currently on my top 10 for 2025, if I haven't run them already. So, you know, we'll definitely be doing that, but there's space for new people all over the place. So absolutely want to see you be a part of that. And we are, as been mentioned, we are running a long play, actual play, a Multi-Borg, which is the Multi-Borg or Merc Votary hack that we are here Go Indie Now are working on. Eventually, like I said, it will be available in some playtest form. And starting January 6th, though, is when we're going to start the actual play. Some spots are still open. Copies of Multi-Borg will be available for free while it's in its basic form. We do have some publishing plans for it, but that's something we'll talk about in the coming year. So yeah, if you're interested in being a player, big swinging plays, yes. Tropic Thunder references, yes. So yeah, if you are interested, you should let us know. Okay, so here we are, and the funnest part. I don't know. The Chuck Tingle was fun too, but top 10 RPGs of 2025, numbers 10 through 6. I'm not going to go into depth on these as I will for 1 through 5 on our year-end show. But I will. Here's some of the criteria I used. How indie is it? Does it break new ground? Is it from a small publisher? What's the subject matter? You know, artwork that appealed to me, design ideas that appealed to me. So, those are some of the specification or some of the criteria I used in bringing this list. Okay, so there is the list as it is. I'm cheating a little bit with this one, number 10, but that's okay because I love the literature this is based on. And number 10 is the Black Company RPG. Oh, hold on, I've got. Thanks to Joe, I have. Yay! Black Company by Arc Dream Publishing. It is, if you play Delta Green, same company, similar system. It's a D100, so it's a skill-based system, although not as many skills as Delta Green has, I don't think. Certainly not as many as, say, Call of Cthulhu, which is a similar system. But yeah, Black Company, I've read through the playtest material, which is out at the moment, and I really like it. It handles runes. It handles the, I think, the material for the setting very well. It handles, interestingly enough, it's again, it's one of these things where the GM doesn't roll. The players do all the rolling, even for like when they're defending themselves. So that's one reason that all appealed to me. But I love the Black Company, so that is another reason why I stuck it into the top 10. All right, number 9 is Nimble, 2nd edition by Studio 2 Publishing. It is 5e adjacent. It uses, but when we say that, I think it's if you're just taking a step away, from basic Dungeons and Dragons, I think Nimble is has taken a couple steps away. Very streamlined rules. The artwork is fantastic. And it began as a hack by the creator, and it turned it into, it's 2nd edition. Kickstarted very well. It's 3 hardback books, small ones. They're about 60 pages each. And it's really good. I think you will probably, and definitely going to invest in getting Nimble onto Hit the Dice sometime this year. Same with Black Company, obviously. You know how we like our dark darkness here at Go Indie Now. All right, so game number 3, or excuse me, I should say, number 8 is Shadowrun Anarchy 2.0. This game's now in 2nd edition, and from what I've gone through, it is much better than the 1st edition of Shadowrun Anarchy. Now, Shadowrun itself is currently on its 6th edition by Catalyst Games, but Shadowrun Anarchy is streamlined, and 2.0 is even more so from the original Shadowrun. It plays a lot faster, and I think that it's takes the idea of the near future science fantasy, and makes it a little more accessible. Certainly does not suffer from the rules bloat that Shadowrun has suffered from over the years. So my number 8 this year is Shadowrun Anarchy by Catalyst Games. Number 7 is a little bit of a, Paizo is a big company, but they're still an indie, even though they're a bigger indie. Darkfighter 2nd edition. I got to play this at Multiverse. When you saw the camera panning my bald head, with a couple of friends, were playing Starfinder 2nd edition. I really enjoyed it. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. I liked the juxtaposition of the science and fantasy again. I think it worked really well. Yeah. Yep, agreed. Joe? Yeah, they do. Agreed. Yep. And then for seeing that on Hit the Dice, yes. Agreed. I think a lot of these games will be great on Hit the Dice. But Starfinder Second Edition, for sure. I really enjoyed it, and I think it played pretty quickly, a lot quicker than I thought. And again, the system is D&D adjacent, but like with Pathfinder, and I think the two are compatible. Second edition, it's taken another step, right? So, and number 6. One that a lot of folks may not have heard of, and it uses a familiar system if you're familiar with Chaosium stuff. But Age of Vikings by Chaosium, Mythic Iceland. If you're into Vikings, it's pretty cool. I mean, there are a lot of Viking games out there now. Ragnaborg, for instance, is out as well. But I just really enjoy the system that Chaosium uses for most of their games, basic role-playing, BRP. And I think Age of Vikings is a cool game or setting to get into. So that is my number 6, and so that's 10 through 6. So again, 10 Black Company, 9 is Nimble, 2nd edition. 8 is Shadowrun Anarchy, 2nd edition. 7 is Starfinder, 2nd edition. There's a theme here, right? And number 6 is Age of Vikings. So that is, you will, on our year-end show, is when you will see numbers 5 through 1. So stay tuned. I've already got that list. I've already got the list written. I'll give you a hint. There are some more famous games or more well-known games on the 5 through 1, as well as 2 games that we played on Hit the Dice this year. So stay tuned. Stay tuned, as the kids say. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think it was a good list. I agree. And I like the games. So okay, so last thing I want to talk about is if you are a fan of the Forgotten Realms or Ed Greenwood. I don't know why you would be a fan of one and not the other. But Ed is bringing out in conjunction with Mythmakers, and I'll talk about them in a second, is bringing out 4 Forgotten Realms books this year. Now, you may say, well, that's a D&D Hasbro thing, right? Or Hasbro WotC thing, right? Well, no, these, and I'm a little surprised that they let him do this, but yeah, he is bringing out 4 books in conjunction with Mythmakers. They're going to put them on the DM's Guild. So this is definitely an indie move. Mythmakers for sure is an indie enterprise. The next release is going to be Guide to Daylands, but it's actually 4 books that are coming out this year, and 1 per quarter. Guide to the Dalelands, in sites of the Dalelands, in as in places to visit or sleep, which focuses on social encounters. The guide is a comprehensive guide to the Dalelands. If you don't know, the Dalelands are sort of the spiritual center of, and I don't mean religious per se, but the big spirit of the Forgotten Realms you'll find there in the Dalelands. It's where Elminster has lived. Sort of the center, not socially, but sort of the center spiritually of the world. Delves of the Dalelands unearth the legendary dangers of the Dalelands, and it's a very dangerous place, with its collection of sprawling, perilous sites filled with secrets and story potential. That's quarter 3. Looking forward to that one because I played the I played the Forgotten Realms for a very long time, so it's first edition. And played the Gold Box games from SSI. And I'm hoping that, especially for Curse of the Azure Bonds, which took place mostly in the Dale Lands, there are a lot of cool sites there, and I'm hoping that they bring back that, or at least touch on some of that. And Adventures in the Dale Lands, an anthology featuring many Daleland adventures up to level 12 with guidance for expanding your story into higher level play to be released in Q4 2026. Mythmakers, just as a quick aside, is the I think the brainchild, really. Eric's not the only one, but a friend of mine, Eric Menge, who I was involved with the Living Greyhawk with. Eric is a creative director, and he's put together quite a team of people. Some of them who are have a lot of experience in designing stuff. So yeah, absolutely, it's going to be. I think it's going to be really great, and hopefully that will be something that you enjoy as well. If you're a fan of Forgotten Realms, or you're just a fan of that kind of fantasy. All right, so that brings us to our closing down time. Before we go, if you've not seen it yet, I want you to see the fantastic teaser trailer for the Multi-Borg or Multi-Borg game coming up in 2026. So I'm going to go ahead and play that now for those who haven't seen it. Is no doubt, woo, yes, woo, agreed. There's no doubt that there are a lot of great actual plays out there. Hit the Dice is the most metal actual play show in the world, the most. I'm just throwing that out there. Joe, I think, does a great job. We really hit on a great theme for a lot of the intro stuff. So yeah. Hit the dice, we're metal as hell. All right, so thanks everyone for coming to watch. Thank you if you watch later on. Thanks for any comments that you leave. Make sure you like and subscribe to Go Indie Now. That allows us to hit a wider audience, bring you more great content. So signing off for Zero Means You're Dead for 2025. I will see you again. I'll see you again in a couple of weeks. We're going now, but we will see you again for Zero in 2026. So, hold on. Remember, it is always time to roll dice and to go indie now. Later, folks.